don't know, I got everything set up for this video and then I was like, do I have to introduce everything? Like, Nicky, are you doing it? Nicky, take it away.
Hey everyone, my name is Nicky Khor. I'm an actor based out of NYC. I was born in Malaysia. I moved here to the States, like 20 years ago. 20 years ago at this point.
So some months ago now, I did an unboxing of SeoulBox, which is a subscription service where you get different Korean snacks, both savory, sweet.
And the inspiration for this video actually came from Elena's unboxing of that Korean snack box. I saw that video and I thought to myself, hey, how fun would that be if we did the same thing, except if I sent her some old school Malaysian stuff.
Obviously, yes. Obviously, also, you have to be involved with this. Let's make this video together. Nicky is super familiar with Malaysian food, Malaysian snacks. It's very much a part of his life, his background. I have eaten Malaysian snacks one time with Nicky when we were both in London. We went to a Malaysian food festival in Trafalgar Square. In addition to my limited experience with Malaysian food in general, I have no idea what I'm going to be trying today. Nicky went out shopping, purchased all the snacks, and then mailed them to me in Ziploc bags. That's right, there's no ingredient list, no packaging, no context clues. I am literally going to take these things out of the bag, try them, and give my first impressions. I feel like I'm 50% between being really excited and really scared.
All right, cool beans. So these are the things that I have purchased as of today. This was all bought from a single shopping trip to Chinatown. There's a bunch of different things here, and I think it's important to note that these only represent like a small subsection of all the potential snacks that are out there. It's also been quite a while since I was back in Malaysia. Like I said, I moved to the States when I was 10, so I am by no means an expert on Malaysian culture or cuisine. I'm merely a fan, and these were all things that I ate while growing up. So if I give out information or if I say something that may be factually inaccurate, I hope we'll be able to fix that, or I don't know, Elena will put up a like a disclaimer somewhere. Shout out to my mom. Hey mom, how's it going? Thank you for being my consultant on this video. I really appreciate it. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get into it.
Bag number one. I feel like because Nicky has set them out in an order, there's gotta be some sort of logic to why he's put this one first.
I'm just gonna go into it in the order in which they were purchased. So, first up are these little guys called Haw Flakes.
Haw Flakes?
That's right, Haw Flakes, H-A-W. Now you might be asking at home, what exactly is a haw and how do you turn them into flakes? Great question. Personally, I have no idea. In the back of this package, it literally says ingredients, haw.
And it just says haw.
Your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. Oh yeah, okay, so they look kind of like this.
Okay, oh.
I swear, this is not a freeze-dried pepperoni.
Honest first impression, when I realized that it could come off into an individual round, I was like, it's a piece of pepperoni.
This is a haw flake. They're like little, I don't know if they're candies or not. I don't think they're candies.
Judging by the coloring and shape of the packaging of this, my heart is saying it's a sweet. It's like a candy or something kind of sugary. How far off am I? On a scale of hot and cold.
From what I remember, they are kind of like a wafer. Oh yeah. That's right, and they're fruity.
I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, here we go. There was like a really surprising texture and flavor combination in that. So it almost tastes like a dried fruit flavor.
That's what it is. That's right. They are fruity.
Honestly, once I got over that initial shock of like my brain saying this looks like pepperoni, my heart saying it's a candy, and then meeting somewhere in the middle at like a sweet kind of fruit flavor, actually do like it.
They're pretty good. I mean, I don't think they're gonna necessarily break into like my top 5 of favorite snacks of all time, but you know, as something that is you know, pretty uniquely Malaysian, I think haw flakes, you definitely gotta have haw flakes on there.
The longer I hold it, the more I'm like, eat another one. Go on, eat another one.
Next up, we are going to make a complete 180. We go from sweet to savory. All right, these bad boys right here. Okay, the packaging says sumpia udang, which is prawn spring rolls.
I want to say they look like really tiny, okay, a really tiny egg roll.
That's right. Coming from an island nation, you would expect a lot of our snacks and food to be inspired by the sea.
Wow. Okay. So as I bit into it, I was like, oh, okay, so this is just layers of that like flaky, doughy, like wrapped up. It's like, it felt like it was gonna spiral all the way down with just like layers of flake pastry. But then all of a sudden there was like some sort of savory, salty aftertaste or secondary taste. And honestly, I want to say it was almost like fishy? Am I barking up the complete wrong tree? It felt like there was something sort of seafoody about it.
Okay, here's the thing about Malaysian food, not just the snacks. There are 3 things you can safely infer. 1, Malaysian food and their snacks are all delicious. Second of all, even if you don't like them, I think you have to agree that Malaysian cuisine is probably the most unique thing you're gonna eat all day. Malaysia itself is just a melting pot of 3 very distinct cultures, the Chinese, the native Malay, and of course, the Indians as well. And the third thing is really unhealthy.
I'm gonna have another one, and this time I'm gonna bite it in half and see if there's something like a filling on the inside.
These guys are all right. They're crunchy on the outside, and they got like dried shrimp on the inside.
So I don't know if you can see, but there is some sort of filling in there. I think there's something fishy in it. I do. Am I wrong? I think I'm right though. I think it's like something
Bottoms up. Yeah. My roommate Zach happens to be watching the video. He's also going to be testing some of these. What do you think?
Solid.
Solid, right? This is a good snack. Good snack.
I know it's shrimp and prawn, but it's surprisingly fishy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with a lot of Malaysian food, is that it just, you know, fish finds a way. Like life finds a way.
For some reason, I tried this one and I instantly got more hungry. It made me like want to eat a meal. And I feel like partially it might be that the sort of wrapping of it reminds me of like a dumpling or a wonton or something that's like a bit more substantial in terms of how much food you get per bite. And something about it is like whatever is inside makes me want to have like a full-on fish dinner.
Back to sweet again. These are white rabbit candies. Now, this is the sort of thing that you sort of find, it's pretty ubiquitous throughout Malaysia, from what I recall.
So there's number 3. It's like a little wrapped candy. I want to say it's a candy. This is like classic Tootsie Roll style sweet to me. And it says white rabbit, and it's got a little picture of a bunny.
Now, what is interesting about these is that actually so obviously this is the wrapping, right? But inside is actually, each candy is actually coated in wax paper.
Okay, so I unwrapped it and I was kind of expecting it to be like a certain consistency. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but like, oh, you can kind of see right there. There's like a little flaky bit sticking off. So that's like a flaky texture. And when I opened it, there was like a big piece there. There, can you see there? That just like flaked off. And at first I thought, okay, so it was wrapped and now it's wrapped in like a second layer of plastic. But I honestly think that's just like the texture of the sweet.
It's wax paper. So outside wrapper, inside wax paper.
I'm gonna go with my heart, which is telling me that the flaky bit is part of the food and fine to eat. Right? Right. Enough chit chat, let's go for it. Oh my God, sorry. Give me 1 second. The taste is really nice. It's quite like creamy and rich. It's almost like a white chocolate kind of flavor. I think I might even go in. It's like, it tastes like white chocolate, but in sort of like a chewy Tootsie Roll. Honestly isn't so far off. The reason I was laughing at the beginning is I was talking about that sort of like flaky exterior before I ate it, and how I was like, I don't know if I should eat this. When I put it in my mouth, I could taste the sort of like sweet, creamy, white chocolate almost taste. But it felt like it was like it did feel like there was like an outer coating that was sort of like muting the taste a bit. So I'm honestly not sure if I've just eaten something I wasn't necessarily supposed to eat. Honestly, I don't care because I liked this one so much.
And the wax paper is edible. So you grab one of these White Rabbit candies and you just pop them in your mouth, the wax paper dissolves, and you have a delicious sugary treat to enjoy. When I was growing up, I didn't actually enjoy a lot of sweets. I didn't have a lot of snacks as a kid, which in retrospect was a good thing.
I'm definitely gonna eat the rest of these today. I really like the taste. I like the texture.
Yeah, I think 20 years in America and a newly acquired sweet tooth has really changed my my tune on these. Alrighty, next up we actually have a beverage, a drink.
Number 4 is the one that says I need to add 200 milliliters of water. I am not sure what 200 milliliters of water is. I didn't bring anything out to measure. I'm just gonna fill up my cup and hope that I'm close, okay? Okay, thank you.
This is a package of what is called teh tarik. Now, teh tarik is a traditional black tea beverage found in Malaysia. Teh meaning tea, tarik meaning pulled. Now, the reason why it's called teh tarik is that it's actually two things. It's, of course, a beverage, but you also get a bit of a show with it. With tarik meaning pulled, the way that you sort of mix the tea is that usually whenever you order teh tarik at a hawker center or at a restaurant, what happens is that there will be a guy pulling the tea. So the tea is made with condensed milk. The guy will have 2 cups, not unlike this actually, and he'll practice pulling the tea. So, you know, he pours it from like one hand all the way to the other.
In you go. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there.
This, of course, is just a package mix, so we'll just be adding the powder to a cup.
Ooh, that smells really nice. I didn't bring a spoon. I only brought a knife because I think I'm gonna have to cut something later. Please don't stir your tea with the dull end of a knife while holding the sharp end with your fingers. That's very dangerous. I don't recommend doing this.
Bottoms up.
Oh my God, Nikki, I love this. This gets a 12. This gets a 12. This is so nice.
Yeah. Okay, it tastes like teh tarik. Certainly not as like rich or as full as the real thing. Only because, you know, with so much air into the beverage, you know, when it's being pulled, it usually comes out as super frothy.
I kind of am like, this is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching today. I need to finish this tea now and have like a mega nap.
All right, back to the seafood. Here we go. I think this is Japanese, but in Malaysia we call this Johu, which is either dried squid or dried cuttlefish.
I don't know if this is just because they were in the same like large Ziploc bag, but there is something about the smell of number 5 that is reminiscent of the smell of number 2. I don't know if they have some common ingredients.
And yeah, it has a very distinct smell, which, Zach, I hope you're okay with it because it's, it's dried squid, essentially. And this is something you could just go into a store, you pick it off the rack, and, you just kind of chow down on. It's good.
It was not like I was expecting at all. I know I said fruit, first of all, like dried fruit. I think I'm probably completely on the wrong track with that. Like, the thing that lights up in my brain when I taste this is seafood. I was really surprised by how salty and savory it is because my head had been going, oh, it's fruit. It's like dried fruit. So that sort of like briny taste was a bit like shocking. And I was like, whoa. And then right at the end, there was a little bit of a spice kick. Not too much, but just a little bit of something spicy. I quite like this too, actually.
I would say that this is like seafood jerky. Now these bad boys right here, these are called Rambutans.
Okay, so I have like 2 confessions to make about this one. Nikki, over the holidays, you made a video about this fruit where you explained what it is, you explained about the flavor profile, but it was on your Instagram or your Facebook and I watched it. So I do have to say, I have some sort of point of reference for this fruit. The other confession I have to make is that I wasn't really paying attention and I've completely forgotten its name.
Rambutan, the Malaysian word for hair is rambut. So a rambutan is a small ball of hair.
And that's why I did bring a knife, because I think you have to cut this open. I think like from an evolutionary standpoint, my heart is saying, that doesn't look like you should bite straight into it. You should probably avoid the spiny exterior.
I'm beginning to sense a theme with a lot of these foods that they look perhaps unappetizing to many. I think the rambutan is pretty universally loved.
You know, some fruits, it's like if you cut it the wrong way, you can instantly tell and you're like, dang. All right, I'm gonna go long ways. I think long ways. Oh, maybe I should have gone. Maybe I should have gone the other way.
For those of you who've never had it, I would describe the taste as very akin to being like a longan or lychee.
So I've cut it in half, and I've cut straight through the pit, which is leading me to believe maybe I shouldn't have cut it in half. Maybe I should have just tried to peel the skin off.
Fruit looks like this on the inside. And there is a pit that you just pop in your mouth and you just sort of chew around and you spit out the pit at the very end.
So when I tried to peel it, the skin came right off, which makes me think that's what I should have been doing all along. Right, so I'm gonna try to get this pit out. So getting the pit out doesn't seem to be the easiest thing either. Maybe I'll just take a bite of it. Should I just bite it? All right, I'm gonna bite it.
And Malaysian cuisine, rambutans are definitely top tier. Gotta get yourself some of these.
That's really nice. That tastes so good. I had it stuck in my teeth. I know that I'm probably not experiencing it to its fullest extent because I don't exactly know which parts I should eat and which parts I shouldn't. It's like the perfect level of sweetness. It kind of reminds me of things in like the plum pluot family. It's really juicy. It's got a really good texture.
Yeah. Juicy, refreshing. You know you're a real baller when you can actually bite around the pit without actually biting into the pit skin.
I keep getting it stuck in my teeth.
Boom. We got a little pork jerky.
That's what it looks like. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and just from looking at it, I'm gonna say it's some sort of pork.
The interesting thing is like you don't actually have a lot of beef. You don't eat a lot of beef in Malaysia. I guess pork as well, for religious reasons.
My gut is just saying, pork. I'm gonna try it.
Now, this stuff is really great. It's obviously made fresh, but seeing as how it's jerky, it could probably survive the trip out to Long Island.
Again, it's got a really nice balance of salty and sweet. It's not really tough. Sometimes you get jerkies that are like, yeah, you have to like pull it with all of its might in order to get it to break in two, but it's still quite tender. It's not really salty.
It's really great. It tends to be sweeter, actually. I actually had like a piece right when I bought this, when it was like nice and hot, and man, that stuff just like melts in your mouth.
I'm gonna go all in on this one and say, I know what it is. It is pork, possibly with some sort of like sweet glaze or elements in there. I think I've got it. I think I'm one for 7.
Yeah. Oh, dang. It's just so good. It's so, because you think jerky, you think like, oh, it's gonna be super dry. It's gonna be like really tough and gnarly. No way, man. This stuff is so, it's silky. It's silky and sweet. I mean, it's fantastic. These next 2 snacks are both dried fruit.
Of everything I've seen so far, this is the one that I really have no point of reference for what to do with it besides eat it.
Ooh, ooh, but that seasoning mix, yeah, there's no mistake in that. They are meant to be sour and unapologetically so. Not in the way that like Skittles is first sour, or like Sour Patch, where they first hit you with that sour and then it becomes sweet. Nah, these are just straight up meant to curl you on the inside.
All right, Nicky Khor, I trust you. Here's to our 6 years of friendship. I'm gonna eat it. Ah! Wait, what am I eating? Nicky, were there special instructions for this?
That's sour.
Oh no! Nicky, what have you sent me?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about these.
I'm gonna finish chewing this one for our 6 years of friendship, but... Oh my god. Oh wow.
The seasoning is meant to be sour, and you just sort of bite around the pit.
So, I'm still chewing it. It's still happening. Am I supposed to, like, swallow this?
Oh yeah.
I put it in my mouth, counting on my 6 years of friendship with Nicky Khor. That was the tangiest, sourest, most acidic, bitter tasting thing I've had in my mouth in a long time. It definitely was like, bang, boof, huge amounts of flavor.
It's sour. What we have here are 100 plus and the king of all fruit, the durian.
We got to number 6 and I was like, wow, this is amazing. 50% of them have been 5-star ratings. Now all of a sudden I'm like, what's your angle? Okay.
Here's the thing about durian, for those of you who are not in the know. The durian is the national fruit of Malaysia. In fact, it's garnered the nickname the king of all fruit. If you've never seen one out in the wild, Elena's gonna put a picture right there. That's right, do you see it? It's an aggressive looking fruit. Everything about this is hardcore.
I don't have a great sense of smell. I definitely opened this silver pouch and got an extremely pungent aroma.
The smell, legendary. When you show up to an airport in Southeast Asia, you come and step foot into this beautiful country, into Malaysia, okay? You're gonna be greeted with a couple things on the airport. The first of which is a big sign that says, no durian. Second, drugs are punishable by death. So, 2 things to keep in mind. Don't bring drugs, and keep durian out of the airport.
I'm really kind of nervous to eat it. I feel like, just from holding it and smelling it, I'm really trepidatious about A, the taste, and B, the texture.
You're gonna see a bunch of people trying this for the first time and then just dumping on our beloved durian, okay? They're gonna say it smells like feet, like rotting flesh, garbage, onions.
I'm really nervous and I have no idea what it is. Nicky, our 6 years of friendship. Do you know what? That really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Worth noting that you remember the picture of the durian, large spiky ball. Also a health hazard, by the way. Legit, when they grow up in trees in Malaysia, you have to have nets underneath them, because if one falls on you and hits you in the head, you are dead.
I'm so relieved, to be honest. When I opened this and smelled it, I was like, I don't know if I can eat it. For me, the smell was just like, not doing it, can't have it. I don't love it. I also don't hate it. It's really oniony, and I feel like I can't even breathe in anyone's direction for the rest of the day. I feel like even if I brushed my teeth, they'd still smell it like on my breath. But I actually don't mind it. And honestly, enough to the point that I went back and took another bite, and I would still consider biting into this.
Yep. That's Durian. We're gonna finish it off with a little 100+.
There's the drink out of the package. It's called 100+, and it says the original isotonic drink. My heart is saying this is some kind of like energy or sports drink, sort of similar to like Gatorade.
I think it's marketed as being like healthy and energizing in the way that Gatorade is.
Let me get a good whiff of what it smells like. Okay, citrus. Citrus.
Oh, yeah, and that's the thing I really enjoyed about this. It definitely smells like 100+. It's very bright. It's very peppy.
Let's finish this out strong.
Very refreshing, very sweet.
It really is a sort of like mellow mouth feel. Well planned, Nikki. Good on you to have this one as number 10. I think it's like a perfect thing to end on.
So there you have it, folks. 10 different Malaysian snacks that are very near and dear to my heart.
This video and this tasting in particular is extra special to me just because Nikki is one of my closest friends. And it's been really lovely to get to experience a tiny little window into his childhood and his culture and his ancestry. And I'm so grateful that he chose these foods for me and mailed them to me and was willing to make this video. It's been an absolute blast. So Nikki, thank you so much for doing this.
I really do think that food can tell you a lot about a culture. And I think Malaysian culture is one worth well examining. It is an amazing place with some amazing food and some amazing people, if I do say so myself. So if you ever get a chance to try some of these things, please do. Let us know if you like them. I mean, I certainly do.
On that note, I'm gonna go park myself in a comfy chair, finish drinking the rest of this gorgeous Tarik tea. Thank you so much again to Nikki for making this video and for inspiring me to step out of my culinary comfort zone with Malaysian snacks. And don't forget to come back on Sunday. Nikki and I are gonna be making some more culinary art together. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.